Wow, look what we have. It's the Backhoe Loader by Lego City. This is set number 60480. Contains 301 pieces. Retails for $29.99. And the set was provided by the Lego Group for late review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, who doesn't love construction equipment, especially a backhoe? It looks like we got a Porta Potty and we're dumping rocks. We got a sign. Looks like we're in a field somewhere. You know, that field's pretty clean for what I've seen around where I'm at. And here's the top of the box. So it looks like we got ourselves 2 minifigures and accessories. I'm hoping that's printed. And here's the back of the box. And yeah, just by first impressions, this looks pretty fun. This looks like this thing is pretty flexible. The top comes off and the wheels move and all sorts of stuff. Alright, let's crack this open and see what we have in here. Lately, Lego boxes have been coming harder and harder to open up. Alright. Well, nothing loose is packed in there. It seems like it's packed okay, but we'll take a further close-up of everything. Alright, well, let's see how many numbered bags we have here. Okay, well, now we know there's at least 3. So we got our 3-bag special. That's not too bad. Wow, Lego, that's unusual. You packed this up in a separate bag. You didn't let it float around at the bottom. That's unusual. Oh, we do have stickers. Huh. I thought those would have been printed, but yeah, maybe this is the budget model. Looks like we got ourselves a building guide. Well, doesn't look too bad. Let's take a look and see if we have a brick separator. I doubt it. For $29.99. And it doesn't appear that this one has a brick separator. So that's going to be kind of pain for younger builders. But overall, though, this doesn't look like a bad set. Looks like this is going to be an interesting build. So let's head over to my second channel. We're going to construct this set. Come back and take a look. Okay, so what I'm thinking of doing here is just going to do this all in one installment. There's only 3 bags. It shouldn't take that long. 300 pieces, probably about an hour. I got the tires and stuff, and really it's not a bad set broken down. The packing was okay. At least nothing came in damaged, because I like to keep this stuff. And yeah, I think we are good to go here. But before I can start, these videos are just meant as for my notes, or not to be construed or considered as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials, because I'm just an amateur. I like doing this for fun. In addition, this is just a hobby of mine. This is not a paid job or anything like that. I just do this to get away from the box over there that's got a bunch of numbers crunching through it. In addition, all the commentary, lack of commentary or anything like that is my words and my words alone. Lego does not pay me to say anything. I say it. But this is a paid promotional offer. But now it's becoming my offer now, because now we're going to start my commentary. Okay, well, let's unbag it. Let's begin with bag number 1. Let's douse some light on this here. And I'm always looking for, you know, more vehicle sets, vehicle parts, like this one here. It's got some of that. And let me see here. Something in here is just being kind of a turd today. It's that ring light. It uses a USB adapter, but it draws way too much amperage for the camera to handle for some reason. So I have to use a 12-volt power pack and 12-volt car adapter just to convert it down to 5 volts. Yeah, but I mean, you know, that kind of thing. Show must go on. I'm assuming each bag's probably going to take about 15 minutes. Yeah, so this is the start of our Lego Ventures. We're going to be doing some new stuff now, in addition to the Charizard set that I'm going to be doing after I do these. So it looks like we're doing our minifigure. And if you're here waiting for the Charizard set, which is the last portion, we're going to do it right after I do at least a batch of city builds first, or at least till I pack the cards in, and I'll start doing those. We want the goatee guy, not the gal, but she does. Oh, okay. I thought I had it on backwards. It's like, what? Well, I'm really messing up. We've seen. Oh man, I can't even get his head to come off. Hold on. Put it on there, kind of weird, and it won't come off. But there's Mr. Goatee or chin hair guy, and he's got a hard head. We've seen him around in a bunch of other sets too. And he's got a shovel, like the road construction guys, where they just kind of lean on their shovels, watching one guy dig. There's like 4 guys. If you've ever been through a road construction site, that's usually how it is. One guy is just sitting there digging while the other 3 are holding their shovels. I guess they can't work together. But there's him. Whoops, not too bad. Nice print work for the torso. Yeah. And in addition to that, we got a gal construction worker here. So she's going to be the one that's probably going to hold the shovel while he's digging. Got to break the new guys in, right? All right. Oh, we got some new boulder pieces. We'll have to take a look at those here in a bit. But for those who are just tuning in, whoa! These videos are just for fun, you know. I just do this kind of stuff just to break the monopolists up. Hey everybody, I'm going to be reviewing a set for you. We don't want to do that here. Here we want to build it, because building's half the fun. So she's got her pickaxe here. She's got to be careful, poke an eye out with that. I mean, not too bad. Just your typical Lego City minifigures. I mean, nothing special by any means. But, you know, you can never not have too many construction workers in your city. Okay, now we're doing some accessories. And, I mean, I've seen these dome pieces, but never the rock parts. So these are just 2 pieces that go together. I mean, that's pretty cool. We need more boulders. So yeah, they're just 2 separate parts. That's like a new piece or something. I've never seen it before. It's new to me, obviously. You know, these would almost be good if you could stack them up, get a bunch of them, make it like a hidden path for like a cave or something. Boy, I'm just dropping the merchandise everywhere today. You just put them on there like that. Not too bad. I've never seen that part before. And now we have a road construction sign. I got to find all the parts. And at least this piece here is printed. I mean, we need more road signs. So I'm always looking for those for like that special moment where we're building something. Okay, now it looks like we're turning our attention to the Porta Potty. The Porta Potty. Speaking of Porta Potties, if anybody's ever heard of the GE Porta Color TV, and we also call that the Porta Potty too, because it's tight. Everything's packed in a tight little package, and they're pretty much turds to fix. That's why we call them the Porta Potty. Porta Color, Porta Potty. Now, Lego doesn't like us talking about other things in the videos while these are reviews, but they said I cannot show anything else other than the review itself, so. Well, that's a little hole to do your business in there, huh? And if you're just tuning in, yeah, I goof off while I'm building sets, you know, why not? It's better than your typical, let's review it. That's at the end of the video. This is the part that most builders don't show you, is the meat. I have a tutorial that I'm working on that needs a bunch of those, so start hoarding them up. Oh, we got to have the cushioned back. So when you go into the bathroom, now I'm not really honestly into construction sets by any means, but you know, at least it's something to build. And we already got our first sticker. We got to put it on that. I'll be ripping that off when I'm done. That's sticker number 1, which is that. I mean, you got to have some graffiti in there, right? What is that? Spiral the Dragon's Mother? Is that some kind of demon there that comes out of the toilet and grabs you and pulls you in? Pulls you into the dark voids of the Porta Potty? And I didn't get that on there straight, but it's a sticker. I wish that was printed on a tile, because that would have made a good little graffiti piece. You know, speaking of that, you know, where do those kids that do all the tagging and stuff, like, what do they do? Carry a whole entire rainbow thing of, like, of, oh, what was it? I never asked somebody. I knew somebody when I was younger that used to do all that stuff, but I was like, what do you guys do? Like, carry a backpack full of paint and stuff? It's like, some kids would carry a Sharpie on the bus. I'm like, what, do you just pack that stuff up just randomly? And we need sticker number 3, which is this one here. Obviously, I would have just done something else with that, but... And paste it on the door. See if I can get that on there straight. Today is not my day to put stickers on, but... yeah, like that. Okay. Okay. And then after that, I mean, it's a very simple porta potty. And I forgot to put these with, oh, you know, I wasn't done with those rocks yet. We'll have to come back to that. Because I want to get to the porta potty, not do accessories. But it's not a bad little thing here. Let me make sure here real quick. Okay, the gym just sits off to the side, so that's the porta potty there. I mean, it looks like something typically you can see, but this one doesn't smell, at least, so this is like right off the lot here, and I think this is meant to clamp onto something. I don't know yet. But in addition to that, you do have these items here for accessories, so we're going to be using those to pick up and haul around. You get those. And that's what we have remaining there for bag 1. Alright, now we're going to move on to bag number 2. Yeah, I got a tutorial that I just got done filming. Oh yeah, today is the 28th of May 2026. And yeah, so I got a tutorial filmed. I just got to edit it and stuff right now. I'm processing parts 19... 20 and 21 of the Charizard build. I haven't done the actual Charizard yet, but we only have 8 bags left in that big set, and then I'm going to move on to the Pikachu after that. So I got to start getting caught up on all these review offers, especially the big ones. So I'm going to try to mix them up with the small ones. Try to film more small ones than big ones. And yeah, it looks like we have a lot of small parts here. So this may take us a while. Let's slide this all off to the side. And yeah, I mean, this set's not too bad. It's keeping my interest. It's not boring. It's just more or less your typical Lego City set than anything else. I'm going to start putting it together. I think this might be part of the backhoe right there. Let me bring this down a little bit more here, because it feels like I'm kind of straining here. Make sure that's locked in. We don't want any catastrophic errors. Had to switch memory cards between bags 1 and 2, but at least I've been keeping up on it here. I wonder how bad the windscreens in this thing are going to be scratched up. We'll find out eventually. Yeah, I've been watching some more anime, and I found out why I like anime more and more. It's story driven. I was like watching these, I'm like, there's actually a story to it. It's not like just a story that's told in 30 minutes and you're done, and then the next show you watch has been reset to something else. You know, I like things that are related and stuff. It's always cool to watch that. So yeah, even at my age, I'm still watching cartoons, but these are cartoons for adults. It's kind of sad that our cartoons out here are really lackluster. You know, it's just kind of a shame that, you know, I mean, yeah, I could watch live action and stuff like that, but it's like, you know what? I needed that piece in red. I need a bunch of them in red. I've already filmed the tutorial that needed them, but here they are. I needed something like this, but I already have a bunch of those in black. Well now, well. Yeah, so what happens when I get stuff like that I needed for a tutorial and I just find it in a new set? That just tells me something. The part exists. Okay. And whenever it comes time to do a revision for a tutorial, because I got the right parts, and before anybody says, Jay, do you ever use substitutes? Yeah, I use substitutes. If I don't have a specific color, I'll use substitutes for a part. And sometimes that happens. Now, Lego usually gives us one extra of these, so you know, I probably needed probably about 20 of them. But well, now they're here. So that's what happens. So I never built anything right the first time. Now, one thing I wish this camera here had was a pause button. It just does not have one. What it does is it has something that I can stop, keep recording, stop recording, then when I'm done with it I can actually splice the footage together. If I'm going to do that on the camera, why don't I just do it on the editor then? That's one thing I don't like about this camera. You know, you think about a video camera, like a traditional one that takes like a little VHS-C or even a beta camcorder, where you could pause them and stuff. Anything that takes videotapes. Whoops, we don't need that on there. This one doesn't have a pause button. I thought, well, I could just get the remote to it. That doesn't help. Yeah. But I guess to make it look like we have mud caked around the axles. But sets like this, though, they're good little accessory sets for your city. Like this one, obviously, it's isolated. We could drop this in our city. And that's pretty much what I'm looking at. Well, that and sand green, that's kind of hard to come by. Does that fit in like that? No. Yeah, it does. No, but I put it on wrong. Like that. I did read one of your comments that you thanked me for videos like this. Because a lot of people will just speed build through it. They don't explain what's going on in the videos. My goal is to explain what's going on, what my feelings are about the set. That kind of thing. Like I said, a lot of people out there today want to rush through the build to get them up on YouTube, to be the first one to get the review uploaded. Well, I'm the first one that does a complete walkthrough with commentary. And yes, I don't like hearing myself talk all the time. It does kind of get exhausting editing these. But, okay, it goes like that. You know, that kind of thing. I mean, yeah, I don't like hearing my voice all the time, but it has to be done. I have a feeling there's one like this that goes on the other side, so we're going to knock that out right now. We're going to do mirrors here. You know, that kind of thing. You know, so, yeah. Yeah, these little graphic tiles, these are always good. I bet the other one is going to face the other way. Now, Jay, do I have to build like you do? No, you can build these one at a time. When I do my own videos, I like to show you different methods of putting things together. That's why I always say my way is not the correct way. It's how you feel comfortable putting it together. It's not about what I do. It's about what you do. Okay. See that? Got that done? Doesn't look too bad, huh? And of course, step 12, you're doing the same thing. and 13. It's just two little pieces back here. And yeah, I've been cussed out for doing things a little differently on here, but why not? We all do things differently, anything. Anyways, we all did the things the same, it'd be kind of boring. And there goes my raspy voice again. Allergies have been kind of bad. We had a nasty windstorm the other day, which did not help. And now it is raining at the end of May in the desert. I kid you not, folks. It's raining. And we love it out here. So, rain's always a good thing, except a lot of the kiddies are graduating school and people are complaining about the rain. I'm like, just be happy it's raining. It's not doing something else. Let's see here. Alrighty. A lot of little pieces here today. You usually see these at the front. It tells me the front's going to open up. But you know, I've been pleased with the Lego City vehicles. Building wise, they don't look fun, but city, if you're getting into this and you're not sure, buy yourself just a small city set, see if you like the hobby or not. You know, something like this. If you're into construction stuff, whoa. Just see if you like it. If you don't like putting stuff together, you only threw away $30, which is about right for this set. I mean, don't go out and buy like that big old Charizard or that Death Star set, then you're really going to have problems, because it can get pretty expensive, you know, to put all that together, and then you just decide you don't like it. Alright, so now that takes care of the chassis. Now we're going to be turning our attention to something here. I think we're starting to do the mid-body. What I'm going to do is, after I get done filming this set here, I am going to start on the Charizard. I may just do one more if I have a little extra time. When I film, I try to have what I call a filmathon. Is I just film as much as I possibly can. Because when I'm done filming, and you've seen in my other video how small my filming area is, when I'm done filming and I'm doing like mock building and stuff, I put everything back over here. This is just a filming area. So I don't have a whole lot of big space to do things. So, you know, waiting for a day Lego makes one of these with studs around the edges all the way around. Or at least make a 3x4 version of like that. Yeah, but I have been very happy with the quality of city vehicles. It's just the buildings are not that great. But, you know, at least that's a good thing. It's not like I'm disappointed with the way these things are. Wow, I've never seen these in dark azure before. You know, I've seen them in some pretty bland colors, but it's about time, Lego, you're bringing out some of these weird pieces in oddball colors. I mean, could I use them for something? I don't know, but I thought that would have been a seat or something, but no, it's not. And I gotta find me something to make for dinner here. But hey, I'm done with work for the week. That's all that matters. I'll get that out of the way. Ooh, putting these together on top of one another, especially when it's reddish brown. I'll run across some of my older reddish brown parts, and I'm just like, I'll do a test. Like, I'll stick a stud in a corner, or just maybe a 1x1 brick. And if I have to fight to get it in, or it starts creaking a little bit, I back that out very slowly, thinking, okay, let's not touch that. Well, we know it takes a battery. So it must be eco-friendly. Does that just... Okay, it just swings down on there like that. Maybe that's the engine or something. Yeah, there's been more and more people out here retrofitting these old cars until making them electric. I'm kind of thinking about doing that to my pickup truck, but that engine in there's still good. So I'm not going to touch it. And if I had bad engine problems, yeah, I may just do that just as a little hobby, just to see what it would be like to have an electric car. But of course, if I did, I'd have to take it down to the DMV and have them inspect it, just so they can register it as an EV versus a gas guzzler, because if not, you're still going to have to pay taxes for the smog inspections. I knew somebody who literally did that to their car, and they got hit with the bill. They had to go and prove to the DMV that it was a modified version. And I'm like, yeah, they're trying to nickel and dime you, dude. If your piece doesn't go in, wiggle it in. I mean, I've had some ask me, Jay, my parts don't go in. Wiggle them in, just wiggle it, just blah, you know, put them in there, wiggle them in. It's not going to hurt anything, just wiggle them in. You know, even I have to do that. You need sticker number 2 for that, which is the elephant. Now, I've seen this printed before. Why doesn't Lego print them on here? I don't know. Like I said, this is probably their budget set here. It'd have been nice if that were printed. That would have been a keeper. And then this goes on here. So this is probably the hood for the vehicle. Is that how that's supposed to be? Looks crooked. It doesn't even show you. Well, it does kind of show you that it's kind of weird on the book, so I think it's supposed to be like that. Because that doesn't go down any further. Well, we'll find out eventually. We'll see if it matches this picture here. So it just looks like we're just putting together... Okay, so you know what? There's probably a mirror to this. So we're going to do both sides right now. Now, you don't have to do this like I've mentioned. I do it just to kind of compact the videos down a little bit. But I still want to show you all the steps as much as I possibly can. I can't guarantee them to be as tutorials, but I still can at least try to make sense out of these. Now, I've been pulling these in their own bin. Matter of fact, you know the plates and the bricks with the little hands or the clips on them? I finally am starting to separate those out of my random parts bin because I've been using those a lot lately. I'm just trying to save up all the vehicle parts. You know. Alright, and so now we take this guy, we put it right in here. Okay, so that is the way it's supposed to be. So when I do the tour, I'm going to have to show that this opens up. So that means that this one here goes like that. Okay, well now we know that's how it's supposed to be now. And of course 35 makes you do this side here, which is what we already did. And when you start getting into Lego set building and stuff, you get to the point, a lot of these steps get a little repetitious, and you just say, okay, well I can just... Okay, I know there's going to be a mirror. We're doing one side of the vehicle. Obviously, the other one's going to be most likely the same. So that's usually how I do it. Okay, like that. Okay. Trying not to yawn in your ear. It's a lazy day. It's really cloudy, but it's like in the 70s here, 60s, 70s. It's very warm, very humid. We get a lot of tropical air out here. At nighttime, it gets really cold in the deserts. So that part there's printed. Okay. So let's put this here first. Don't you dare. Behave. That goes like that. So yeah, we get that nice printed instrument cluster. That's kind of cool. You could use that even for like a treadmill or something. And yeah, I mean, here we go. We got these little dinky steering wheels. These have been around longer than I have been on this earth. Like, that style has been around. I mean, I kid you not. You think I'm old? Lego's older than that. And it's been around for a long time. Yeah, but I really appreciate, I mean, I know this channel's not for everybody, but at least I know some of you enjoy the commentary. You like me talking to you, you know, that kind of thing. It makes you feel like you're part of the build. That's the whole intent. I also want to be like, okay, I'm just going to build in silence while you listen to piano music. Because I want to connect with you. That's why I do this way. Like, in real life, I'm shy. I don't like talking. Here, it's a little different. Because I'm not looking at you eye to eye, so it makes it a little easy for me. And we're still doing Technic here. This thing's like a Technic set in disguise. Oh, when it comes to Technic, just take your time. Because I'm going to be honest with you. This is where a lot of mistakes happen when I build stuff, is with the Technic. Like, I just put that thing on wrong. Now I'm going to have to fight to get that off just so I can rotate it 90 degrees. And I still got it wrong. How can that even be? How is that even possible? Okay, before I push that all the way in, okay, that's how this is supposed to look. You know. Leave it to me, I'm always going to mess it up. Hey, at least I don't remove the mistakes in here. I like to leave the mistakes in because it just shows you what not to do in the video. And then these here go in the back, right here. So these are probably stabilizers that go down like that. I'm just guessing, I don't know. But we don't know yet. We have no clue because we're not done with it yet. But we just wrapped up bag number 2 there with those in the back. And yeah, so far, nothing scratched, damaged, fallen apart. Sets, I have to honestly say, still at a 10. It's not too bad, though. That's what we have remaining there for bag 2. All right. I need to keep these stickers in here. And we're going to be moving on to bag number 3. And I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for being contributors. It's always a big help. Because, well, contributions are always helpful into making more elaborate tutorials, basically taking time off and actually spending more time doing this type of stuff. Because it's not free. I can't do this stuff free forever. And in addition, I thank you for checking out my Rebrickable profile and downloading building guides. It's always a big help. Can't wait to see how bad that's damaged. And if you like hearing me either have fun, rant, complain about a set, you're in the right place, so feel free to subscribe, turn on comments, or leave a comment, turn on notifications. It's free, I don't charge for it. That kind of thing. And yeah, this is always the fun part. And yeah, look at all those little Technic pins. Oh my goodness, we're going to have to put that all together. That doesn't look too fun, does it? That kind of thing. Now, I should have something black around here. Let's take a look here. Because if I have to get up, and you know what? I didn't come with a scratch on it, but we got another one here. Oh, now I got to go find the black thing. This one's got a scuff on it here. I finally found that black paper. Let me knock the dust off of it here. You can tell I don't do housekeeping all that much. I just don't like cleaning up things. I mean, who does? This one here has a scratch like right there. You could even see it right there. And yeah, Lego, ouch, you rig your own sets. This would have been an easy 10, but we'll bring it down to a 9. I'd have no problem with that. All right. Let's see, anything else in here? I don't have any of these, so that's pretty cool. Okay. All right, so we got that out of the way. So we figured out we got some scratched parts. It'd be nice. Actually, these are the right angle. Too bad they don't make a windshield that size. All right, so we're going to go right back to this here. Now, Jay, are you serious? Do you have to ding off points for scuff parts? Lego can't help it. Oh, sure they can. They can stop that anytime they want, you know. They can just say, hey, we're tired of hearing Jay complain about this. We're going to do something about it. Do they do that? No, they don't. So, you know, it's just you know how it is. Before somebody said it's a kid's toy, kids don't care if it's scratched up. Well, for $30, it better be in better shape. You know, that's how it is. But anyways, you get a lot of small pieces in bag 3. So I'm going to start sorting things out right now because I'm looking for another one of those angular bracket things. So here it is. Yeah, I got to find me an anime to watch. I was watching one where this kid in high school gets bullied a lot. So he's learning how to fight. Wait, these go here. And he found this random YouTube channel. He's been, well, something like YouTube. It's just been kind of training him how to fight. I'm only halfway through the anime so far. It's not too bad. It's just stuff that's really meant for adults, but thank goodness I'm not in high school facing up these big burly kids with tattoos. I need more of these. Makes me wonder. I know in like Japan they have really strict dress codes in school. I didn't know they allowed the kids to get tattoos. Oh man, it's like, man, some of those guys look like they're dressed like prisoners or something. I don't know, but it's like, but you know, it's all fantasy. We can fantasize about things like that. Ooh, where's this piece at? Not that one. I saw it in here. If I can find it, I'll show you. That. You know that Michael Myers house? These would have came in handy for siding. I just need probably about 1,000 of those. Not in that color, but Jay, you're going to part that out? Yeah, this one will be parted out. But I'm going to put it on display for a bit, though. I'm not going to say it's gone for good. And now we're going to turn our attention to the sides here. I'm going to do both of them right now. I'm going to just do this one first. Yeah, but some of those cartoons I've been watching are... You know, I kind of wish we just had stuff out here like that, but... Our cartoons out here are just meant for little kids. No, I don't want to watch those. I want to watch something that's got a story to it. That's why I like watching anime more and more than reading up on it. It's okay because everybody else, adults watch it because it's something different. Unless you're willing to watch like something like that family one, and there's a few others. Some people say Avatar's pretty good, but they're out here they're very far and few. Okay, back to this side. So I'm doing both sides at one time here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. This is not a bad set. It's just Lego sabotaged their own set here. It's like, oh, Jay, we don't want these to get a perfect score. Here, we're going to have to ding it down. Boy, I never really see a lot of those in Dark Azure. And the color of this is flame yellowish orange. This is a color I would like to find to make the school bus in. It's the right color. So just bright yellow. But yeah, got the steps in there. Back around. These are windshield pieces. But today it looks like we're using them for this. I mean, it's really built very nice for it being a city set. Was there something that's supposed to go in there? That's a... Yeah, those are left open. Okay. Then 53, you rotate around, you loop-de-loop-de-loop, build all that there. Okay, we're done. Okay, now it looks like we're building the bucket portion of the set. And let me get my bearings here. Now, right now, I'd be watching some anime laying in bed. I do that at night. Sometimes I'm up a little too late, so I'll watch it. What do you guys call them? Weebs or something? I stay up a little late just watching that stuff because, you know, it's something new to me. It's different than the, like today I turned on the news just to see a bunch of suit and ties, you know, arguing about something, and I'm like, you know, I really don't care. Turned it off, did something else. So now we got to open up this bag here. Yeah, I throw all the wrappers on the ground. I'll have to pick them up later. You get real rubber tires, which is good. Not too bad there. We need this, and it's facing like that. Now, sometimes I comes to Technic, I try to match the pictures as close as I can. You know why? I only want to do this one time. So this just fits in like that. Okay, I think that's how it goes. Technic pieces I don't really use a whole lot of in my builds. So I'm not a Technic guy whatsoever. There's been some in the communities that really want pure Technic sets. Okay, they exist, you just got to find them. And the thing about that is, what about pure Lego sets? So without Technic, a lot of these Lego sets are not going to last too long. Okay, so it's just not. Plus, if we want movability or flexibility, you're going to have to do that. Yeah, so this one be indexed as bucket here, just for my notes. You know, I feel like I've washed my hands like 40 times and they still feel all just gunky. But I know they're clean. I remember like back in grade school, you could tell the kids that never washed their hands as they grab a hold of you. You're, you know, I've had hairy arms since I was probably in the 6th, 7th grade. And they would grab a hold of you and it's like, oh, you're about to rip the hair out of my arms, dude. Don't you ever wash your hands, you know? And yeah, I just like, I like mine still, mine started to feel kind of gunky. I have to wash them. But I want to focus on this first here. Yeah, it's not too bad though. It's not too bad of a set. Yeah, I'm going to make sure my squares are lined up and my round edges. Come on, focus. There we go. You can see where one side's square and the other side's rounded. It just looks better. You could do yours any way you want. And I think Lego makes a piece similar to this. Well, if I can get it on there right. There's that. And we got to put it on this thing. Okay. Okay, they go right on these little stubs here. I'm just going to barely tack one in and then just work them both in at the same time. Okay, it just makes it a little easier here. I mean, it's flexible, all right. I mean, it works. I didn't mess that up, because if I messed it up, it would not have worked at all. Okay, now it looks like we're building the backhoe portion, or the shovel, depends on what you want to call it. I tried operating one of these years ago, and it was so complicated, I gave it back to the, I call them technicians. I said, here, because they wanted me to see if I could do it. I said, well, I don't have a license. That's not that hard. You got to do this, do that. And I said, you're talking to a computer guy here. It doesn't have like an interface that I can connect to it. It's going to be tough. These pieces here are kind of handy with the built-in Technic pins, but I'm not sure what I'd use them for. Let's see here. My stomach is starting to growl. Oh no. Means I gotta go get something to eat here soon. I I already had burgers the other night. I got to think of something else that's kind of yummy. Or just have junk food on it. Or just make me a nice old-fashioned cold sandwich. I hadn't had one of those in a while. I got some deli meat in the fridge, so I may just do that. It's either that or go down to the burger joint and get something, which I'm not in the mood for burgers. I had tacos earlier this week, or Mexican food I don't want anymore. I'd say this thing's got a lot of detail. Now, I don't think I even have these in black, too, so this set's got red and black, you know. Alright, so we got that out of the way. I need to find this here. When it comes to Technic, though, all I can suggest is you just take your time and work very slow. Just don't rush through it, because once you make a mistake in Technic, it's hard to take it apart. I need to get more of these. Okay. I got a mess up here. Okay, that's not too bad there. At least that's part of the arm. Okay, it looks like we're doing the actual part of the arm. There's anatomies for stuff like this. I need to pull up what a backhoe loader is and read the anatomy so I can index it correctly. I don't want to say arm 1, arm 2. I try to just do things a little differently. You know, try to match everything up and stuff. Yeah, these 1x5s are becoming more common. Oh no. I don't see another one, so I think... Also, I had to get a bigger bin for ingot tiles. I'm starting to get a bunch of these, but not the colors that I needed. It's like I got a tutorial, want to build it, I need a specific color, bam, not enough. So I'm going to have to order one specific color. But I have color to make other pieces that I don't want to do. You know, I mean, you get into this hobby, that's what you're faced with. You know, you're faced with, I want to build this. Okay, what's my budget? Is there tariffs involved? If you don't have tariffs, duty fees or shipping and handling, all that stuff. You got to worry about where you're going to find your parts at. You need to source them. Where are you going to source them from? Building a mock is, it sounds easy. You got this idea in your head. It's expensive to build. I got a bunch of tutorials that I'd like to get into. There's one I've been working on for a few years now that it's going to be pretty expensive to build if I want to change the colors. It's in black and white right now. And I may have to keep it black and white because I don't want to rebuy a bunch of parts just for something that maybe a few people will be able to build. So I'm really kind of hesitant. And two, I may end up just making that portion of the tutorial, or just make it just a mock and let you pick if you want it to be a tutorial or not. Yeah, boy, my fingers are getting red, huh? All that redness. And then that goes right here. All right. We got one of these things. Okay. And okay, I see what that's for. So we'll set that in there like that. Yeah. I mean, it's got realism there. I have to say that much for that. Not too bad. And then now these two pieces are going to get married here. Let's hold it like it's supposed to be, and it goes right on this shaft. So that tells me there's another one that goes here. Why would we do that all of a sudden? Well, that's exactly what's going to go there, and I forgot to put a stud on that one. See, you got to watch the videos to the end because I will not purposely do it, but I will mess up. And then always a rule of thumb here is you drop parts on the ground on purpose. I don't know where it went. I don't know where it rolled off to. It's big, so obviously it can't roll too far. It's always a rule of thumb. You got to drop parts on the floor to keep the kids occupied. What is that, 52 card pickup? Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's working. Okay, that's not too bad. It's got some nice firm action to it too. So I'd say this one's built very well for what it is. It's built very well. And now we got to flip that over. Gee, I can tell the difference when it's a set you like. You get kind of involved into it. Yeah, you know, I get that question. I'm answering questions. If you notice, I answer questions while I'm doing this. Sometimes I'll get that. You know, you get excited on certain builds. Yeah, it's just how it is. Yeah. But okay, it shows it like that. I bet I made a mistake there. Ouch, I did. That's not supposed to be there. And I have no tool to pull that out. And without a brick separator, I got to drop it down to an 8 because I got to go get one now. And before somebody says, Jay, now you got tons of them. What if this is your first set you're buying and you do not have this tool? How do we get in there and get that out of there, huh? There. You got to have one of these. If you don't, you're going to have to buy one separate. And you know, sometimes that happens. You make mistakes, but I think that's how it's supposed to go on. Now I messed up again here. Like that. I leave the mistakes in the videos just to show you what not to do. Okay, and that takes care of the arm. That's what it should look like. Hopefully I got it together right. I mean, it's functioning, so it's working. I just hope I got everything done right here. Alright, I think now we're wrapping up here, I think, with the operator's cap. Okay. So, yeah, let's get going on that. Also, one thing I've noticed too is that some pages in these books will stick. If something doesn't look right or it jumps ahead on a few items, yeah, check your pages too. It's starting to rain. It's wet out there now. Sometimes I wish I could add another. I wish I could put another video in here. We could see the rain in here, but I'd have to set more things up, and that gets to be a lot of work. I don't want to be spending, you know, literally hours till the cows come home trying to film videos. I try to do is when I have time off, I try to film as much as I can. Like I said, a filmathon, and I just start filming things. And I try to get as many things done as I can. Oh, you know what I do not have in this camera, which I need to put in there real quick, is the battery. What if we lose power? That file will get corrupted. The tutorial camera is very risky because I do not have a thing for it. Oh, I thought those were like titanium colored, but they're not. Alrighty, there's that piece. I mean, it's not a bad little set. Just something to keep the kids occupied. Okay, just something to keep the kids occupied for the summer. Probably see a lot of those on the road if you're going on vacation. Yeah, you will. Especially when you're trying to get to that destination real quick to keep the kids quiet. Oh boy, you can't, because they don't want to get out of the car. They're too anxious. They want to go to the place, but you're stuck with road construction. And I start hearing the wind kick up and stuff. Yeah, that's a indicator to make sure my batteries are charged. I have a backup here at the house, but the problem is that if I lose power, there goes the video. So now I'm backed up. The only thing is the ring light. I need to get that figured out on battery too. Put this on the top here. Did it even show us to put the arm on that, or no? Or did I skip that? Because I got a bunch of... Okay, yeah, I forgot to put the arm on the back here. That's pretty straightforward. So we'll do these right now. We'll do them all at once here. Okay, so the arm just snaps on here like that. Okay, didn't give us the ear thing. And of course the cab, that goes on the back. And this is not too sturdy. I wish it kind of hinged. Oh, that's not too bad. We can take that off there. Not too bad. I mean, it's right there. We got that. We survived that part there. This is going to be an easy one to review. Okay. Because we've been here for almost an hour doing this. Now we got to put tires on. Just start working them in there slowly. Uh-oh, that's not how that's supposed to be. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just kind of wiggle these back and forth here. And just to kind of mush them in there. It's supposed to go in like that, but they don't really show you here. Okay, that's how we do it. So just push it forward and then bring it back. There we go. Well, I won't be taking those off when I'm done. I gotta do 4 of those. There's no other easy way to put them on there. So I'm just gonna bring them forward and then push it back. Bring it forward, push it back. If it doesn't go in, then you're gonna have to do it again. At least they're real rubber tires and not just that goofy plastic stuff. Lego sometimes will sneak those in a set and you're like, why? Here at least I'm showing you some techniques. Like, how do you get this to do it? Bring it forward, bring it back. There we go. Oh, there it goes. Sometimes they'll pop themselves into place. These are nice tractor tires too. So I wish the rims were white, but see, like that. Just bring it forward. You're going to have to work them in a little bit. But now we got a nice set of tires. That wasn't too fun putting those on. And then now we got to put them on the tractor here. I feel like my wrist was about to fall off putting those on there. Okay. So, I mean, which way, it depends. The lug nuts would look better on a tractor than rims, so that's what they did there. And then to fill this in, they just stick a bushing in here like that. That's really finished off nice. So, what does that mean? We got to do this thing 4 times. No, don't you dare roll off onto the floor. Okay. I want to get it done and reviewed so I can get some food in my stomach, not sit here and build Lego all day. I may do 1 more set, just so I can pack my cards in tight. And there we go. Because I got about an hour left on this card. As long as it's like maybe 150, 200 pieces, we should be fine. And that's it. Ooh, that's got a nice rolling action to it. Well, when we know it passes the roll test, And that's it. And it shows you take the cab off and then all the accessories with it and stuff. And I think the back of the Porta Potty is meant to hold your shovels and stuff. So that's even better. I'm thinking of, when I run through it, yeah, let me just pick all this stuff up and we'll talk about it here. We do have a good chunk of pieces remaining here, but that's usually normal for something like this. Not too bad. Okay, setting up. I'm thinking it's just fine the way it is. Okay. I mean, this thing's very flexible indeed, so I think we're ready to go here. And you can bring this up like that. I'd say this is one of the nicest tractors I've seen in a while from Lego, and I'm not into construction equipment. But it's nice to see something that's very well built. This is really nice. I just wish it was printed, but you're getting a really nice, good build there. You also get that. You get the 2 minifigures. Now when I switch over to the new type of reviews, I will no longer be running through the stuff. It'll just be strictly in the review. But it'll still be considered amateur hour. That looks a lot better. And yeah, so we'll set the sign there. We got some, we'll use the bricks to test things out. Okay. We got the rocks and the gem that goes in there. Let's make sure we put these the right way. And put that there. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm pretty pleased with it. It's really a nice build. It's a shame that it's at an 8 without a brick separator to help you with the build and the scuffed parts. Yeah, that's what killed this one. If there was a brick separator there, this would have been an easy 10. I mean, it's a nice vehicle, self-contained, can be dropped in a city, all that stuff. Well, I think we're ready for a formal tour. Here is the Backhoe Loader all assembled. It's a very interesting, fun build. We're going to start off with taking a look at our minifigures. So we got Mr. Goatee Guy here with the shovel. Nice print work for the torso, single-sided head. In addition to our other construction worker, she's got a pickaxe, nice print work for her torso. And she does have a single-sided head. And not too bad. Now, in addition to that, we do have several accessories. We're going to start with these boulders. These actually do open up, and you can put a hidden gem in there if you want, which is what we're going to do right now. I'm just going to set it in there loose. Trying to set that on that peg is going to be kind of brutal, so I just did it like that. So, set does come with an extra one if you want to put in there. These other ones are just hollow. You also do get 3 profile bricks to use with the Backhoe Loader. And of course, a construction sign that says someone is digging with a shovel, but not with a heavy machinery. That's printed. It's nice to see that printed. Now we're going to take a look at the Porta Potty. This looks like it can be picked up with some kind of a forklift. So there we go. Toilet and some graffiti in the back. Yeah, I mean, where do these guys get the Sharpies at to do that, I don't know. In the back, it looks like it's fitted with 2 holders, probably to hold the pickaxe and the shovel. That's what I'm taking those are for. Because I don't think they would fit on the Backhoe Loader anywhere and stuff like that. But we're not here to look at accessories, we're also going to look at the Backhoe Loader. And as you can tell, it's a pretty well detailed vehicle for its size. Got the operator's cab, the shovel and the bucket on the end there. Not too bad, and it rolls a flat surface. You know, this does raise up, you can scoop things up and all that stuff. It's all mechanically driven. There's no motors in it. I don't think there's any possible way you can motorize this, but This also does come off. We can put in our minifigure in here. Well, he's kind of irresponsible. We'll put her in here, let her drive the tractor, or the backhoe loader. I call them tractors, that's what they look like. And it does seat one minifigure. Am I even putting that on the right way? Yes, I am. So, I mean, she's pretty much encased in there, so that's even better. And kind of a gap there, but you think they would have had that filled in somehow, would have been a little better, but you know, it's city, what can you expect? And here's the back with the bucket. It's got nice action here. You can reach down and scoop things up and all that stuff. And I've never seen this piece before this size, which is even better. Well, now we're going to test everything out here. We don't need to be digging up the signs or knocking over the porta potty like that and be all sloppy about it. So let's see if we can scoop some stuff up here with this. Now I don't expect this to really scoop anything up, but it's mechanically driven. You're going to have to do this with your hands. So obviously I can't pick anything up with it. So you're going to have to help it. But if you can put it like that. And I don't know, just use it to grate a trench or something. Okay, not too bad there, and it folds right back up. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. And then you have the front part here, which you can raise that up and drive with it like that, or we can try to pick these up here. At least this sits flat on a surface, so you can try to scoop it up. But as you can see, no luck, because there's really no weight to these. So you got to help everything in there just to do this. So she can take all the rocks here. Since this guy here is lazy, doesn't want to do anything, this is a good way to wake him up, is by dropping him down on him. That'll wake him up, huh? But other than that, though, this is a fun little set. You can tell it's playable. I mean, it's a really nice little accessory build here at that. And yeah, did I enjoy putting this one together? That's a good question. Well, let's start the review off with my build experience. And yes, I'm not too much into construction sets, but this one here was pretty fun to put together. It wasn't boring. Yeah, we're using mostly black, gray, and flame yellowish orange, but it's not a bad build. I mean, I had a lot of fun putting this one together. I think it's just the use of detail in addition to the colors, because these are colors you'd normally see in one of these, but the building techniques and the build quality. It's pretty good. Which leads to build quality of the set. And honestly, I have nothing to complain about build quality. It did not disintegrate, it did not fall apart while building it. Be very careful though when you are building the set, because if you make a mistake, there is no brick separator to help you. I had to go fish one out myself to fix a correction that I made. So unfortunately, you're going to need to find a tool for it, because trying to do that, especially with there is some technique in here. If you make a mistake on it, it's going to be very challenging indeed. So just make sure you can rack up the technique stuff. Get your game on it there. Try not to yawn in your ear while I'm doing the review. Now, for play value, as you see, there's a lot of stuff you could do. This is a playable model. This is not something that is a shelf queen by any means. This is a set that you can play with. Now, unfortunately, you cannot share the build with a friend, so this is just a solo build. Not too much group building with it, but it is a nice set. You can obviously drop this in your Lego City. It's self-contained. Even the Porta Potty, even this stuff here could be dropped in your city. So you could put all this in there and stuff like that. Put those in there like that. We got our rocks and stuff. They better break those up. They might find some hidden treasures. But honestly, though, if you're looking for something to fill in your construction site, here you go. I mean, this one here is a fully drop-in model. And just for it just being a city set, you know, it's not that bad. We're using normal colors. This is something you'd see on the job site. Now, I have to give this one an 8 out of 10. If you're stuck on the build, you're going to need a brick separator, so you're going to have to scrounge one up yourself. There's a lot of small pieces, so you're going to need to find a tool for that. In addition, one of these windscreens came in scuffed. I mean, it had a deep scratch along one side of them. So, I don't know what Legos deal with packing. They'll probably never fix it. And this would have been an easy 10 if those two issues were corrected. But sadly, this one here is not. I've never seen a perfect Lego set. They're very far and few. But honestly, though, if you're looking for an accessory set for your city, here you go. I mean, this one's ready to go. You just have to scoop it up and put it in. The play value is good. You can use the parts for other creations. But this model here, I could see somebody just placing this in their city and enjoying it. Or even just as a standalone model. It works both ways. And I'm pretty pleased with the outcome of the Backhoe Loader. It's nice. This one's functional. It's the right size for a city. It's not oversized. It's not big and grandiose. This one here, it's the right dimensions for a city. This one could probably go down a city street. I'd say it's probably 9 studs wide, so just barely down a road. But if you're looking for something with play value, something you could put in your city, here you go. This is something this would make a nice gift too. And even for as an adult like myself, this was a very relaxed and enjoyable build. But I want to know what you guys and gals think of the Backhoe Loader.